Are you ready for the tough answers, questions? What do you want to talk about that you haven't in other videos? Let's move this. What do you want to... I'll ask you some questions.
Okay.
Do you remember your 4 children?
Of course.
Well, say their names.
William, Joy, Carol, Noreen.
Okay. So, you don't want to talk... Do you want to talk about William?
Not particularly.
It's too sad. William was murdered. He's gone. Okay, but the good that came out of it is his twin sons, and you're a great-grandfather, right?
What was the first comment?
You have two grandchildren, Chris, and you have Amanda, but Chris and Mike.
Right.
And they've given you great-grandchildren.
Right.
So that's wonderful.
Great-grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
Right.
What about Joy? You want to talk to her? I'll send her this.
Yeah, Joy is going through a traumatic experience now as a result of Elise's brain tumor. And I know she's suffering a great deal, as is Elise, just in wondering and worrying about it and all that. But I have confidence she's going to come through it, and she'll be a better person than she is now. I think God works in mysterious ways, and I think she will be saved.
Oh, that's wonderful, Dad. Okay. Joy will get that. She'll love hearing that. Let's see. Aaron, do you have any questions? I'm not going to film you, but you have a question? Okay. Yeah. What about Carol? What about me?
Carol is a little doll, very provocative, beautiful little doll.
Little doll or a little doll or dumb?
Little doll.
I'm a doll.
She's always active, getting involved in community affairs. She could be another Obama, being a community organizer.
Sorry, now I'm shaking. Okay.
She is raising Aaron and doing a fairly good job of it.
Fairly good.
Fairly good job of it. She could do better. And we have high hopes for Carol and Aaron both.
Right. Isn't Aaron cute?
Aaron is a cute boy. He's really grown up. I like his haircut.
I do too.
He's making good grades.
He's making good grades. And I think he'd be a good writer.
Yes, I do too.
Especially maybe even a sports writer. He
Could
be another Everybody Loves Raymond.
He's going to end up being a great man. He's going to work out everything he's done. He's going to be a great kid.
Right.
Man.
But he shows a lot of skill in his writing.
Yes, he does.
And in his imagination.
Yes.
He could write fiction and he could write history.
True. And he's pretty good at biology, too, if you want to know the truth.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He is. He's very good. Okay, now, who was after me? Nobody. I'm the youngest. Okay.
No, you're not.
Oh, Doreen! Oh, my gosh.
She's younger than you.
She's 7 years younger. What about Doreen?
Doreen saved my life the other day. She came over, I think it was on Tuesday. I was feeling really depressed, and she helped Mom. She cut her toenails. She prescribed certain things for her in the way of cosmetics and for the bed problem, and she helped me get her out of bed. I couldn't get her out of bed, and she did it like it was nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So she saved my life that day. I was so down and out, and I called her about 11:30. I said, well, you can come over on your lunch hour to help me. She said, no, I'm leaving right now.
Mm-hmm. That's good. She's such a good person.
Yeah.
She's such a good girl. She's great. She even told Aaron off.
Yeah, she had all these Hanukkah parties and other things there.
Yeah. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. We love you, Doreen. Okay.
And you almost forgot her.
I forgot. I thought I was the youngest. For the longest time, I was the youngest, and I didn't want her to be born. I wanted her to, but I had mixed feelings about not being the youngest.
Yeah.
And that's why she's like an older sister to me still. So what else, Dad? I know I don't want to keep it too long because people get bored.
You're right.
What about your life? Synopsize something that's important that you want people to hear about, because this is going to be all over the national news.
Well, I originally started off as probably a Democrat. I wasn't very liberal. And then I became an independent, and I voted both for Democrats and Republicans as far as presidential elections. But recently, with the mess in Washington, I've definitely turned towards the right to the Republican Party. Mm-hmm. I've called our senators a couple of times and left messages and ideas. Mm-hmm. And I hope that the message got to them, but I never got a response. I didn't expect a response.
They never respond.
From them. One of my best friends now is George McFarland, who was Joy's ex-husband. Mm-hmm. And he's a very smart guy. I can ask his advice in just about any subject, mm-hmm. and he'll tell me more than I really want to know.
You know, Joy's going to watch this. Will that be okay with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
It's good that he can be your friend.
Yeah, right. In fact, he borrowed my lawnmower because his conked out. The guy that mowed his lawn forgot to empty the old oil and then put new oil in it.
Okay, let's keep it to a higher level of discussion.
You sound like a debate moderator.
Yes. Okay, let me ask you this. I don't know. What about I know you were brought up to be an Orthodox Jewish, or in the Orthodox faith. I mean, you were very religious. Orthodox.
What about it?
You were? Your parents were?
I was brought up in the Orthodox home. My mother kept kosher, 4 sets of dishes, observed the Sabbath. She would get dressed and sit and not work. My grandmother wouldn't answer the telephone on Sabbath.
Did you have telephones back then? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They weren't the type that you have today. They were the old-fashioned kind of like that stuck up in a vertical position rather than the phones we have today.
Right.
But we didn't have a phone for a long time, and so we used our neighbor's phone.
Uh-huh.
And my grandmother's phone was Garfield 13362. I remember that.
Yeah. And what was your veterans number? You were in the Army, right?
Yeah, 450-23546. RA.
Right. So you're a vet.
Yeah. My brother's is 15129-101. And he didn't even know his Army serial number, and I told him on the phone.
Oh. So
and one day I called him and I said, Besel Majorul? And he answered, Bissel. Besel Majorul means, do you speak Hungarian? And he answered in Yiddish, Bissel, which means a little. He should have answered Igen, which means yes. Uh-huh. But he doesn't really speak.
Do you understand Hungarian?
Yes, I do. Not all of it, but I
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what your parents spoke?
Especially the swear words.
Oh. Say one. What's one you know?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, okay. That's good. Keep the higher ground. What would you say?
Keep it PG.
PG, yeah. When this gets all over it's going to go viral, Dad. So why don't you say a little...
Yeah, well, one of my favorite things was playing golf, but I haven't played now for a couple of years. I did take Hannah out on the putting green and the driving range, and she's going to be very good in sports, and she's a runner, and she's a jumper in the high jump.
Dad don't.
Yeah, And so in my golf experience, I'm proud to say that I had 2 holes in one.
Mm-hmm.
The odds of an amateur making a hole in one are about 1 in 15 or 16,000.
Mm-hmm.
But my second hole in one was so unusual that there are no statistics on it. There are none because the ball did not hit the green. It went right into the hole.
Right.
It was an unbelievable shot. It hit the pin, and I cringed because I could envision the ball bouncing 50 feet away.
Right.
But when we came to the hole, there it was laying in the hole.
Wow. Yeah.
I was so excited. I walked away with the flag, and I was playing with one of my best friends, Jay Hamrick, and another fellow that we picked up. And I was going to use a 6-iron, but they said, no, that's not enough. Use your 5-iron.
Uh-huh.
So I did. And the ball, I never hit a shot like that in my life. It went high into the air and arced,
Mm-hmm.
and came down and hit the edge of the pole and went right into the hole. We looked for ball marks in front of the green, and there were none.
Right. Okay, well, let's continue on with another subject.
Yeah. But the odds of doing that are in the millions to 1.
Well, that's who you are.
There's no data available on it.
No. Well, besides golf, anything?
Yeah, I like to dabble in the stock market.
Yeah.
And fairly well at it.
Would you like to tell how much you've made so people can get into your door?
Well, I didn't make as much as Romney.
Oh, shucks. But just about, right?
Yeah, but close second.
Okay. Good.
Not too close, but a close second.
Close second. That's funny. And so you're voting for who? We talked about politics. It doesn't matter who you're voting for, unless you want to.
Yeah, I was kind of mixed, but I think I'm for Romney. I think Newt can't win, and I think Romney can. I think Romney's pretty level-headed, and he knows what to do with the economy. I'm not too sure about Newt. He talks a good game, but I'm afraid I don't think he can win the election.
Yeah. I think I'll send this to Bill O'Reilly. Maybe he'll put you on.
Yeah. I'm a premium. I was a premium member.
Cool.
And I dropped out now. And I wrote, one of the pieces I wrote, and I called our congressman about it.
Yeah.
Was if you take all the gold in Fort Knox and divide the national debt, the 15 trillion, by all the gold in Fort Knox, you could have 33 Fort Knoxes. There's that much debt. 33.
The debt.
Debt.
Wow.
Is equivalent to 33 Fort Knoxes.
Go Obama. Get us into debt. Anyway.
But we have a bigger statue of gold.
Where? Right here at the Simon House.
No. Do you know where it is?
No.
In the Bank of New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's greater. They have more money in the vault there than in Fort Knox.
Do people know that?
Very few do.
Oh, I was going to say I bank there, but I don't. Yeah, leave your ears alone. This is going to be on TV.
Nobody's verified the amount of gold in Fort Knox except they said Ronald Reagan went through it and saw the gold, and a lot of people think the gold is all missing.
Right. Dad, I have it. No, I have a picture of you and Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Is it true that Uncle